Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liana, and I want to take a minute first to talk about something that's kind of difficult. If you want to skip over that and go straight to the review and the tutorial, that's fine. I'll put a little timestamp up on the screen so you can do that. Last week, a friend of mine passed away. Her name was Christine, and we never got to meet each other, but we knew each other and spoke to each other for over a year. She was part of our little online community that myself and several friends have been a part of for, again, over a year now. It's a place where we all go to talk about makeup, movies and television. We talk about our various chronic illnesses because many of us do have disabilities and chronic illnesses. We talk about everything on there. And so it was really sudden and sad. Christine was a really lovely person, and she loved purple the way that I do. She had an amazing heart, and she was so kind to everybody, including me. And so I really just want to dedicate this video to her. And we love her very much. And so today I'm going to be carrying on my review and look series where I review Studio Ghibli movies and then do a makeup look based off of the movie poster. Today I'm doing Ocean Waves, which is a 1993 Studio Ghibli movie. It's the one and only movie directed by Tomomi Mochizuki for the studio, and it's also the only made-for-TV movie for the studio. The story revolves around three high school students. There's the two boys, Taku and Yutaka, who are best friends, and there's newcomer Rikako, who throws a wrench into the dynamic when she arrives at the school, and they both develop feelings towards her. Now, in my opinion, this movie suffers in a few different ways, namely that it is incredibly short at just 70 minutes long. There's not enough time to develop any of the characters, so what we're essentially left with is a very teenage-focused high school love triangle that comes across as incredibly weak and rushed, with people who are not at all likable in any sense of the term. It's also a bit too male-gazy at times, which is very rare for a Studio Ghibli film, but it's hard not to notice the difference in storytelling. You could chalk that up to this being a pubescent sort of lens, but it was very awkward at one point to watch the boys in the movie watching one of their female classmates' boobs jiggling up and down, and they do animate that quite interestingly, and they do comment on her physique, and there's no comments from the women towards the men, so it's very much a one-sided thing. It's also hard not to notice that the focus is almost entirely on two guys vying for one girl, and the girl being painted as entirely insufferable and unsympathetic. For example, Rikako borrows money from Taku, and when Taku brings it up to his best friend Yutaka, she then borrows yet more money from Yutaka. She never pays either one of them back, and it's never exactly clear why she needed that much money in the first place, though it's hinted that Rikako may have needed it to buy plane tickets out to her dad's place in Tokyo. This little trip is something that is sprung on her dad. She never told him that she was coming, yet she blames her dad and gets mad at him for being woefully unprepared for her arrival. I'm just not really following the logic here. Rikako is repeatedly rude and obnoxious to all on-screen characters, is selfish, and treats others, in particular Taku and Yutaka, like trash. Yet they take it with far more grace than I ever would, simply because she looks pretty, and they are both attracted to her. And I'm supposed to be rooting for at least one of them to get together with her, which simply doesn't work when I don't care about any of them. This last point is especially important. If it's clear that I'm supposed to care, I consider it a complete failure then that I do not. And to be clear, I do believe that the goal of this movie was to show how fickle relationships can be at that age. But when Studio Ghibli and its other directors have handled coming-of-age stories in a much more delicately handed way, it's hard not to draw comparisons and see this for the clumsy effort that it is. Now that I'm done being probably overly harsh on this film, it's only because I expect so much from this studio. Let me point you towards some of the better aspects. The animation, as always, is gorgeous. Notably, it has a little bit more of an adult style to it, and even the colors are a little bit more grungy and less saturated. The cutaway between certain scenes is also interesting, as they take almost like a snapshot effect with each ending of a scene, just a still photo with a thick white border before continuing on in full motion. It's worth noting that this is one of the only Studio Ghibli movies that was never purchased by Disney, and so it was never localized. It's only available in subtitled form. There are a few dubs, but none of them are in English. If you have trouble with subtitles for any particular reason, including low vision or dyslexia, you may want to skip this title in favor of one of the other ones. And even if you don't have these issues, you may still want to skip this title in favor of one of the other ones. I promise you're not missing all that much. And now I'm going to show you the tutorial for this look that I did based off the movie poster. I'm going to start by taking this matte olive green eyeshadow on the inner portion of my crease towards sort of the bridge of my nose area on a very fine fluffy brush. Next, I'm going to take a matte sky blue shade on the same small fluffy brush, and I'm going to put that through the rest of my crease area, just using small back and forth motions. I'm going to take a dark matte navy blue shade, again using the same brush. I love this brush for so many things. I'm going to put that on the outer V and blend that up into my outer crease. For now, I'm taking this matte peachy shade on my lower lash line. I say for now because I'm going to end up changing my mind about it later. For the rest of the lid, I'm going to take this glitter multichrome shade that has sort of a cool brown base and has a teal, lime green, and pinky red reflect. And I'm just going to use a small packing brush to pat that all over the lid. It is going to go kind of everywhere because it's glitter, but that's okay. For the inner corners and brow bones, I am taking this shimmery lavender shade with a soft golden reflect. And I'm going to put on a single coat of black mascara on each eye and, of course, smudge a little bit of it on the inner corner of my left eye. So while that's drying, I'm also actually just going to go back and change what I did to my lower lash line. I'm going to take just this purple taupe shimmer and go on top of the orange. You can still see a little bit of the orange, but that's okay because there's a little bit of orange in the poster. But I decided that the purple looked better here. And this is the finished eye look up close. Now to finish the rest of my face, I'm going to be using a cream mauve blush on my cheeks. I'm going to bring that up a little bit towards my temples as well and blend that out with a stiff brush. I'm also going to use a cream highlighter that's a purple blue shade and blend that out with the same brush. And for lips, I'm going to finish off with a bullet lipstick in a matte, sort of a smoky lavender shade that kind of matches the lower lash line. And this is the final look, inspired by the Ocean Waves movie poster. So that was my review and a look for Ocean Waves in the Studio Ghibli catalog. Next time we're going to be doing one of the most interesting movies, and if you know, you know, Pompoko. So stay tuned for that one. I hope you're staying safe and staying well, and I hope to see you soon. Bye everyone.